it really is fun to shake someone's hand that is using our product, understands why it's a higher value product, and have a conversation with them about how we raise maybe a more sustainable product than our competition.
Hi, I'm Brownfield anchor reporter Brent Barnett, and welcome into the Soybean Bulletin, a content partnership with the Iowa Soybean Association. Joining me now is Iowa farmer Brent Renner here on the program. And Brent, it's really good to see you again. I know we've talked several times in the past. How you doing today?
Really good, really good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And you might just remind the listeners and the viewers about your farming background in Iowa and what you raise in your part of the state.
Absolutely. I'm a fifth-generation farmer from north central Iowa. We raise soybeans and corn and have a few cows and calves. Yeah, I now farm with my son. He's just coming home to join the operation, and my father's retiring. So
very good. How long have you been working with the Iowa Soybean Association?
So I'm serving in my 9th year on the Iowa Soybean Board, and also as I'm finishing that tenure up, I'm kind of in the beginning stages of serving on the United Soybean Board, the checkoff wing of the National Soybean Program.
I know our topic here today, we're definitely wanting to hit on some of ISA's investments in trade. So what is your experience when we talk about this, Brent?
So I've had the opportunity while serving on the Iowa board to experience firsthand some trade missions to China, Brazil, Panama, visited the canal last year, and this year through the USB we were able to visit in February Guatemala and Honduras on what we call See for Yourself, which is a program specifically tailored towards exposing what we do in the soybean family on the checkoff side of things to promote trade in foreign countries, and make sure that younger farmers who are beginning their investment in the checkoff know exactly where their dollars are being spent to promote soybeans worldwide.
What's kind of the state of export markets for soybean producers?
So obviously with some getting used to what the new norm looks like after some China relations, we're really focused on growing markets. They might be smaller, but we're trying to go to those smaller markets and bushel up on those as China trade seems to be moving more towards Brazil. We're not giving up on China, but we're definitely trying to not put all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I was leading right into my next question. How important is it to have that kind of a broad portfolio for your trading side?
It's critical. Obviously, there are certain things that are out of our control, but what we can control is a higher quality product, and making sure that we educate these markets across the world on differentiating ourselves, and making sure they understand why our product is better and how we can maybe streamline the shipping, more reliable. So those are the things we focus on.
When you're meeting with some of these markets, some of these countries, what's the feeling as far as how they view U.S. soy and the product we raise here? So
it's interesting. Obviously, every market's a little different, but most of them, when they give us the time to share with them how our product is different and a higher quality protein source, whether it's for human or animal feed, they're willing to work with us as opposed to just being the lowest price buyer. When we can show them the value of the soybeans coming from the U.S., they will choose U.S. soy.
What's been some of your most recent work, Brent, when you're traveling around to some of these different export markets?
So when we were in Guatemala in February, it was a really interesting trip to witness firsthand the buyers that are using our product, whether it's feeding their chickens or, in this case, I was shocked to learn how much human consumption there are of our commercial soybeans. In a country like Guatemala, like 90% of the households have products in their homes that they use as a high-quality protein source for their families. It's exciting to meet with people that are using our products, and it's fun to have conversations with them and find out what challenges they still face that can streamline things and make it easier for our product to get to them. The country of Guatemala has some challenges in the port. There's some shipping issues that I think when working together with them, we can overcome and make things quicker and easier. And obviously, we have some issues in the Panama Canal that with a drought recently that we're starting to figure out how to overcome some of those challenges and make sure that our soybeans can get to these countries quickly, easily, and as affordably as possible.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because, we have so much conversation about, uses of soy, the different markets, but ag transportation, that is such a priority when it comes to your organization.
It's a huge issue, and we've been happy to assist in some of those issues and do what we can to. One example would be funding the study to deepen the channel in the Mississippi River so that larger container ships can come up. I think it's 50 miles or so. So that has been a huge victory for us to increase the amount of soybeans that we can ship out of the country.
Brent, what else have you been working on and ISA when it comes to the trade front?
So we're always looking at other countries. I know that Egypt is maybe a country that we're starting to focus on a little bit more. That would be what I would call an emerging market. They have some challenges economically as well. But I think even Europe, while we still have it, and always have had a pretty solid trading relationship with Europe, there's potential for increase there as some of the GMO issues get resolved and more acceptance of different types of specialty soybeans that we can raise and continue to focus on. I think those are all important markets for us to continue to grow.
In your work with ISA, Brent, and being able to actually step foot on the ground in some of these countries and talk with leaders in these markets, what's that whole experience meant to you?
A lot. It really is fun to shake someone's hand that is using our product, understands why it's a higher value product, appreciates what we do, and have a conversation with them about how we raise maybe a more sustainable product than our competition, and what that means to them, and how it's a value added type situation when we talk about sustainability.
Any final thoughts as we close out the program here today?
No, I appreciate what you guys do, and thank you for allowing me the time to explain what we do and how we do it.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate the time here.
Sounds good.
Again, that's Iowa farmer Brent Renner joining us here on the Soybean Bulletin, a content partnership with the Iowa Soybean Association. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brent Barnett with Brownfield Ag News.